commander damage. Honey, it's turn 2. Time for your 1 point of commander damage. Picture this. Turn 1. Forest into Hardened Scales. Turn 2. Swamp. Cast Skullbriar. Hit you for 1. Gain a counter from their ability and a second one from Hardened Scales. On to turn 3. Rogue's Passage into Fight Rigging. Hiding something away. Rigging triggers. Gets me 2 counters. I swing. 2 counters again. Turn 4. Drop another forest. Rigging triggers. You try to swords my boy before their power gets any higher, but I flash in Slippery Bog Bonder and your spell fizzles. Fight Rigging brings my power up to 9, so I can cast the Hideaway card for free, and Biogenic Upgrade puts another 3 on Skullbriar, and then doubles the whole deal up to 22. I swing. It's turn 4. You're dead, and next turn, I'm gonna be one-shotting everyone else with Rogue's Pass. This is the second strongest deck in my house. I built it in response to my roommate's feather deck, which will not be on the throne for much longer. Which is which? You decide. It makes sense, right? Both commanders gather up their favorite flavor of strength and just refuse to let it go. I found this boy one night at like 3 a.m. flipping through random legends, whipped up a list, sent it to my LGS at 5, and picked it up at noon. We're talking about sweet, sticky, sexy love at first blood. Refuse to admit wrong. You heard the song. Part 1, getting strong. The Zombo pumps themselves, I know, but if I make them do all the work, it'll take 7 full turns to drag you into the ground with them. Let's see if we can speed that up a bit. Stony Strength gives me a counter and an untap at instant speed so I can surprise you with a nice tall blocker. Strength of the Tajiru is an honest-to-God mana sink, so I can reach as high as I can reach. Increasing Savagery, if cast twice, should get me into one-shot range. Invigorating Surge, Visions of Dominance, Soul's Might, and Biogenic Upgrade all more than double my counter stash. Sweet. Hot. We're moving. But do I really have to spend mana to get what I'm looking for here? Can't we automate this? I can grab counters on my upkeep with Forced Adaptation. These 2 rings do the same thing, but with other bonuses, and Hydra's Growth does it too, but way fucking harder. I can grab them in the start combat with Fight Rigging, which no one cares about removing after I've used my Hideaway free cast. I can grab them on attacks with Sword of Hours and Armory of Iroas. Ordeal of Nylea keeps them flowing in the early game, and later on it can ramp me up to being able to use my whole hand. Once again, doubling bears its fat, meaty teeth at you through Fractal Harness. This one's only been cast for X equals more than 0 once, and it was by an Arvinox player who stole it from me. That was actually really fun. I know he's got something of mine, but I don't know what. And he goes to cast it tapping like 12 lands. What the fuck did he find that cost so much? I thought I was playing low curve. Feast on the Fallen will count me every upkeep as long as the life totals keep going south. Eternal Thirst will count me if you even think about blocking. And if you try to hit me with the Fatal Push, which would work right now, this floor is stone, I'll profit on the way out. I'll profit on the way back in. Oh yes, baby, this is action, this is gas. This is what some people call hot sauce. But I'm still not satisfied. All my counters can be even more fucking counters with Hardened Scales, my second favorite deck in Modern, Winding Constrictor, Corpsejack Menace. Power doesn't have to come from counters directly. Gavel of the Righteous counts up in a different way and puts the fear of double strike in your diapers. Last year, Elspeth got herself a new sword. It was too big for her, she couldn't swing it right. Until it was blessed by an angel and shrunk to the perfect size to butcher Obnixilis. I stole that sword and gave it to a bush skeleton. Stop me if you've heard this one. When Umezawa's Jite was spoiled, no one thought much of it. Pre-release came round, folks started drafting it, and suddenly judges were busier than a bitch taking calls from people who thought, This card is so good, I must be playing it wrong. They weren't. I stole it, and I gave it to a bush skeleton. Last up is keyword counters. I can get permanent trample from Hornbash Mentor, Fully Grown, and Titanoth Rex. And the Bog Bonder can make me eternally hexproof so you'll never talk to me or my son ever again. Part 2. Get there. Picture this. You're out walking your Bailoff.
Oh, is that what the kids call it now?
And you see this giant vegetal skeleton thing just walking around in a goofy-ass hat, carrying a huge vat of French onion or whatever, like waddling with this thing, but sneaky-like. Tell me you wouldn't get out of that monster's way. You'd be terrified. Admit it. And that's without taking a shortcut. If they were wearing this creepy shit, would you even know where the body ends and the gear begins? What if they showed up with an obviously fake document that just says, I'm a pilot, leave me alone? You ever heard of opposite menace? Like, menace means I have to be double blocked. This shit means I can't be. If I have both, I'm free and clear. All options lead to dead, and I might not even break a sweat. And finally, hey, it's Rancor! Everybody loves Rancor! This one's in a special club with Tarmogoyf as a green staple. That's a staple because, at some point, some young fool lowered the mana cost and no one noticed until after the boosters were packed. What's next? Part 3. Get not dead. Like, excuse me? You thought it'd be so easy? You thought off the field, out of mind, just to catch a turn cycle of peace and relative quiet? You thought you could beast within a beast? You thought you could swords me, whore? Since when do I look like a bitch?
I guess since right now, huh? Where's that attitude gonna get me?
Demonic gifts, feigned death, journey to eternity. Second you think I'm handled, fucking no I'm not. If it does somehow stick, I can exhume the little mama, make them even scarier than before. Menace, death touch, say goodbye to your little friends. This seedling charm can back me up in battle on either side of the line of scrimmage, or snatch up an aura I was about to lose. Hexproof is available, either for a moment with Snakeskin Veil, or ongoing with the Swiggity Swooty Booties laced up. Went for a Sparkling Red this time. Digging it. Tamio's Safekeeping. Every time I see this card, it reminds me to calm down. Think ahead. Make sure I do this thing right. Was playing a prize match at the shop a couple months ago. I'm proper fucking scary. Like, my actual win condition is receiving fearful attention, and it was flowing like the Columbia. Scully was suited up with that thing that makes you only blockable by walls. No one runs walls in 2022. This asshole on a first sliver fucking reserve list tribal build targets my helm. I stack it with the safekeeping, spending my last mana. The next guy killed Skullbriar. All I could do was watch, and internally pen a vow to never forget this night. I didn't win that game. Could've. I could've. But in the end, the store credit went to the sliver player. Last up, Umbras. Snake, Spider. They're good. They're like $50. You should get some. Part 4. Get your ass in gear.
Listen, there's no denying the brutality of your plan on paper, but we're running a business here. If you want a seat at the table, you're going to have to show me some actual cash flow.
Can't I just show you my tits?
Well, thanks,
Fine.
but please don't.
I get it. Okay. Everything I need to operate is lined up already. I swear, it's here. Seasonal Ritual and Utopia Sprawl. Provide black mana when all I have is green, meaning more keepable 7s. Lotus Petal can get my boy on the ground turn 1, so I'm smacking ass and getting buff before you've even taken a draw. Fuck it, let's use that one.
Please don't.
Urban Burgeoning floats me a 5er on your turn, so I never have to wonder how I'll pay Tamio. You want cards? Phyrexian Arena is a card every upkeep. Colossal Majesty is a card every upkeep. Abundant Harvest tells me what I like to hear. And Rishkar's Expertise checks out a satisfactory fraction of my library with no late fees. Ornithopter is a worthy blocker, and it can come down whenever I'm ready to dance like someone's watching. Don't turn 1 your Ornithopter.
Please don't.
That's too much heat. I gotta piss. I saved the cutest for last. Look at her! Look at her adorable little twig sword. Every time I land a hit, you have to bend something? Feather hates this little fairy. And make no mistake, in this deck, she can deliver death blows Amazon same day. Part 5, get out of the way.
Does anyone want to get out?
Of the way. 'Cause I'm coming through with soup! I mostly play this deck one-on-one against Feather, and that hoe eats turn 5 kills like handfuls of popcorn. It's pretty much a race to 21 for us.
Declare my commander as a blocker.
Declare your commander as a blocker.
Anything before damage in?
Nothing before damage.
Okie dokie, I'm gonna play 2 spells here. I'm gonna play First Strike.
Your girl forgot about the first strike.
You have to show them how your commander works.
Fuck, I need more removal. Golgari Charm can take down an enchantment, assuming I haven't spent it on regeneration yet. Ram Through will take out a creature, and if I'm lucky, it'll put the hurt on that creature's controller. This move has won games. Assassin's Trophy will hit anything. It can get lands, it can get walkers, it can get creatures, and, treasures.
You're stalling. What's the matter?
I need to pad this section. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Are you telling me you run 2 1/3 removal spells in a deck you call competitive?
I mean, I'm not proud of it. I just don't care about my opponent. I build my deck so I don't have to.
You still have to. They're just as likely to win as you are.
Tell that to my local Onholo player.
Tell it to your local sliver player.
Hey, hurtful. I start on Monday. Conclusively, this is my favorite deck. This is my favorite deck. How could it not be? Man, you try swinging for 120 trampling commander damage and tell me anything else feels like that. Tell me anything ever feels as good again. Then get your boy locked up in the command zone, buried under -1 counters, and tell me you didn't have fun losing. You can't. Not honestly. At least 21 out of 10. This deck sucks. I just picked up another way to get him out turn 1, Elvish Spirit Guide, but this isn't the printing that I was hoping for, so if you're anywhere in the Bellingham, Washington area and you have one of these, message me on Reddit and I'll hit you with like $25. Never mind, just got one.